So this is Cobbs Park, and it's one of my favourite parks in Halifax. To my knowledge, it's one of the smallest parks, if not the smallest park in Halifax, and it's literally a couple of benches overlooking the basin. Now for some people, a park isn't a park unless you can walk a dog or you can throw a ball, and granted you can't really do any of that here, but it has an amazing way of feeling really calm, really peaceful. You just literally sit here, stare out into the ocean, and this park is named after one of Halifax's greatest architects, Andrew Cobb. Now, there's something really interesting I've noticed when it comes to creative people. If I said to you, "Hey Jude," you think of the Beatles. If I said, "I'll be back," you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger. If I said to you the Mona Lisa, you'd say Da Vinci. But if I said to you the Empire State Building, you'd say New York City. If I said Big Ben, you'd say London. CN Tower, we'd say Toronto. And it's just amazing to me because a lot of these buildings take place or are situated in some of the most iconic landscapes and cityscapes in some of the biggest cities in the world. And yet we don't kind of hold the people who created them to the same kind of level and same kind of fame to compare to the people that created music or our actors. People queue for hours to see some of these buildings. There is thousands and thousands, if not millions, of Instagram posts and pictures of these incredible feats of engineering. So with all that in mind, it seems kind of funny to me that in many cases and many times, the architects aren't that well known. Now, Andrew Cobb is a really good example of this. I first started researching him when I made the first video about the dingle I did for my Halifax. And also, a lot of the websites that I used to make this video kind of all say the same thing, which is we can't list all the buildings and all the areas that he worked in or created or things he's credited with because it would be too long, which just goes to say how much work he did in the region. Now I'm going to link a lot of the resources I use in the description so you can do your own research too, because I am not the best researcher in the world. And I did notice even at the dingle and the Chase building where they have the plaques to tell the story of the buildings and why they're historically significant, they often refer to the architect. They never really mention him by name. And even down at Cobbs Park there used to be a sign there that said, like, told his story. It's not there now, and I don't know if something's happened, if something's changed or credit's been switched around or something like that. I couldn't find anything that said that was the case. But again, I think that more likely falls back into the case of, you know, we're more interested in the story of the building versus the person that built it. But while I was doing research for Andrew Cobb, he's credited with designing Cornerbrook, Newfoundland. Like all of it. Here in Halifax, if you've ever been to the delightful Obladi, that building was designed by Andrew Cobb. If you've ever been inside or past King's College, especially the administration building, or the Chase building, those two are both designed by Andrew Cobb. If you've ever seen Dingle Tower, that was designed by Andrew Cobb. And those are just a couple of buildings that I picked because I like them. There's a huge body of work by Andrew Cobb that stretches throughout this region. And as I sit here in Cobbs Park, I think about how incredible it is that this man's legacy, his fingerprints are all over this city and all over this region. And down the street, there is a cul-de-sac that bears his name. And this may be a small park, but it's an incredibly beautiful park. And it's part of a legacy that we all get to enjoy and we all get to experience and we all get to share. I know this is a bit of a different video compared to what I would normally do, but it's somebody that I think has had a real influence on our city and the region, and I just thought it would be cool to share a bit of his story. So thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.